Guys, well played. Brilliant result. Breathtaking second half. Gabriel, personally for the two of you with your goals, but also for the team, how special a night was that?
I think it was amazing, it's always hard to play against them, They have brilliant players. They come here all the time and they hurt us, And then obviously it was clean that at the beginning of the game they tried to delay the game. Everyone could see that, but the mentality of this team is something that really, really grow. And then each game is growing even more. So I think we won today because of the mentality.
And did we see tonight how much you've missed this guy?
For sure. I said after the last game straight away when they asked me about him, at the moment he stepped on the pitch, you could see the difference of, our backline, the way we defend. This guy loves to defend the same way I love to attack. And then obviously he loves to score goals as well.
So your teammates have missed you. How much have you missed being able to help them out on the pitch?
First I want to say thanks God, because it was a bit difficult days for me. I always want to help the team, but now I'm so happy to be back. And yeah, I think today was a brilliant day for everyone, how we work together. And yeah, I think we need to keep going. And yeah, we are so happy.
How important was your goal? Well, to you, but also to the team, because the first half was difficult, wasn't it? Really sort of complicated for Arsenal.
Yes, like Gabi said, it's very difficult to play against them. They want to delay the game, but we know we play at home, and the second half we were just pushing, and yeah, we scored the first goal, and after the team was unbelievable.
And how special was your goal to you? You started the year with a goal. You'll remember on New Year's Day against Brentford. You end the year with a goal, but we all know in between times it's been very, very difficult for you.
It's very clean that why I'm wearing this T-shirt, because Jesus obviously saved my life from the beginning when I was born, but I didn't know that. And then obviously through the tough moment in my life, I realized that we are nothing without Jesus. So I want to glorify his name, because he make a huge difference in this tough moment. So now in the shines moment, I want to glorify his name, because to start the year the way I was playing, confidence back, and then for some reason the Lord stopped me, and then I could learn a lot of things, what I can do better as a person, and then and as a human being. So yeah, I think it's amazing how Jesus work on our lives. Sometimes you just keep doubting yourself, but you never know what's gonna happen, what Jesus prepare for you. So I just say keep going, trust in the process, and trust in Jesus.
Okay, well spoken, both of you. Gabriel Jesus, I have one more job for you. Could you give this player of the match to Big Gabby?
Well deserved.
Thank you, mate.
Top.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Spoke a lot, didn't we, pre-match, Ashley, about there being no Declan Rice, and Jamie talked about the strength of the bench. They've got these players coming back now. Both of those two, Kai Havertz was on the bench as well. So it's as much about the players that are coming back for them now.
Yeah, of course it is, and Gabriel there and Gabriel Jesus are massive players for them. Gabriel at the back, centre half, we talked about leaders and how they go about. They've missed him massively since he's been out, and tonight he was colossal. Obviously getting the goal, but his all-round play was fantastic. He marshalled Ollie Watkins. Of course, Ollie scored, but he was fantastic when he was on the pitch. And Arsenal have got a fantastic squad, probably one of the best in the league. We've alluded to that as well. So if they can keep these players fit now, going into like you say, the January's, March, February times now, it's going to be vitally important when you come to that back end of the season. We've seen it in previous seasons where they've fallen away. If they can get everybody fit, they're going to be a team to everybody wants to beat.
he's vital to them at both ends of the field, of course, isn't he? Gabriel is such a threat on set pieces. You wonder whether they'll miss Declan Rice more with his set piece delivery, but they still have players who can take them, but he gets on the end of them.
He's always there. Yes, we can look at the goalkeeper, it's a mistake, but how often does Gabriel create mistakes from other people? People just feel nervous around him. You know, you think of Newcastle earlier in the season, Nick Pope coming for something, not getting there. I think he gets a touch on it. I just think he makes people nervous when he's in that box. He has an effect on people. Now, he's a big lad, but normally that's the effect that you'd see someone who's 6'4", 6'5", Duncan Ferguson, if you like, in the past. But Gabriel, as I said, that's what I said early on the season. In both boxes, he's the most influential player in the Premier League. You look at the defensive record at Arsenal and what he does set piece-wise, and we know, and they don't get criticised for it. Maybe there's a few jibes, if you like. It's not a foul.
He just jumps.
No, but listen, they rely a lot on set pieces, but it doesn't matter. They score goals, they're amazing at it, and they've almost changed the Premier League and made everybody else look at set pieces, because you say, look at Arsenal, look at the results there, getting the points to pick it up on the back of set pieces, and it's made everybody else, as I said, look at set pieces, long throws now, because what Arsenal have been doing now for the last 2 or 3 years.
He's got 17 goals from corners in the Premier League as Gabriel. We'll go on to the second goal, and Zubimendi, who got the second, Ashley?
Yeah, of course, and I think Villa undid themselves, to be honest. But it's the way that Unai wants to play. Playing through the midfield. Obviously, Tielemans plays it into Jadon Sancho. They lose the ball, and Odegaard. You've seen it so many times. As soon as he's in that position, he's looking to find the pass, and Zubimendi makes the run. And I think the two centre halves need to get in tighter there, but they didn't, and he gets on the end of the pass and scores the goal.
Yeah, I think Ashley's right there. You can look at Aston Villa and say, OK, should they be playing through there? But that's how they play. They entice the opposition onto them. They show real courage playing through the middle. And you think of what we showed at half-time.
Yeah.
That was Aston Villa running through the middle of that midfield. And obviously that was something that they sorted out at half-time, and it paid dividends at the start of the second half for Arsenal.
And then Arsenal really put their foot down, didn't they, really? I mean, they could have settled for 2-0 and tried to sort of shop. And this is where they kind of allowed their fans to enjoy the rest of the game, and they started to enjoy themselves as well.
Yeah, they did. They got really on top here, and I say a mistake from Luca Digne, but it just comes off his knee, and Trossard there, he's got one foot on his head to get his head over the ball, take the shot, and it's a fantastic finish from the edge of the box.
I mean, what a player he's been for. He was brought in as almost like a squad player a couple of years ago, but he's forced himself now into the team, and he's almost first choice on that left side, and he always pops up with goals. Fantastic addition from Brighton.
If you think that he's kept Martinelli on the bench, Eze's on the bench as well, and then Gabriel Jesus comes off the bench and gets the fourth, and they now, with Jesus back and Havertz back, they've got competition for that central striker role, haven't they?
Yeah, real competition, but I mean, at this stage, Aston Villa went really ragged, and they sort of capitalised on that with Jesus. You see them all over the place. We didn't really see that in the first half, but I am a huge fan of Jesus, always have been. He's probably not an amazing finisher, this probably proves me wrong, but he's a fantastic footballer. And the one thing I would say, maybe the slight negative on the night for Arsenal, Gyökeres should not be starting for Arsenal when they've got players like this. I think in a couple of games' time, when Jesus is maybe a little bit more up to speed, he's a better player than Gyökeres. It's just that's a fact. He's been questioned before, saying, is he good enough for Arsenal to go on and win the league? But right now he's better than the guy they brought in who they thought was going to win them the league.
So he's your number one?
Yeah, him or Havertz as the central striker for Arsenal is a better player than Gyökeres. Gyökeres is really game. He has a go. In some ways I admire him, the way he took that penalty at Everton. He's got that sort of mindset of always look really intense in the game. But I just think he lacks a little bit of finesse and quality when you think of what they've got on the bench. So yes, he's been brought in, but I think going forward, because it'll start getting really twitchy March and April. Don't forget Man City got Haaland. I think Arsenal need to sort of improve on Gyökeres, and they've got players who can improve on Gyökeres in Jesus.
But is